Good morning, guys. How are we? It is Tuesday, the 25th of November. I'm back. I've had a little extended. I say I've had a little extended break. I did a live on Saturday, which I don't normally do. So actually, lives-wise, I've not really missed out. But I had a little day off yesterday, which was very, very nice. It's always nice taking, and it's very rare I do this in this country. Right, it's always nice having a day off when everyone else is at work. I never do it. If I'm having a day off, I'm normally on a plane somewhere going. And I know that's having a day off. But when you're having a day off and other people are at work, I don't know. It feels like an extra day off. Does that make sense at all? Anyway, we had a day off yesterday. Rachel had the weekend in Belfast. I picked her up at about 9 o'clock Sunday night, and we just decided to take the day off together yesterday. We just had a really nice chill day, and I didn't track a single calorie. We said, should we have it as a proper day off, like little annual leave? We're not going to track a calorie. And do you know what? It wasn't stupidly calorific. We went out for breakfast, like brunch, really. Didn't eat anything else for the rest of the day. And then had a bit of pizza on the couch at night time. Put all our Christmas decks up, and just had a proper chill, and it was really, really nice. But anyway, we're back at it now, and that's it, really. I had a bit of a day out with a couple of mates on Saturday, few beers. It was nothing too hectic, to be honest with you. I was home for about 8 o'clock at night time. Man flu on my chest is still knocking about a little bit. So yeah, we and then Sunday just chilled out, watched the footy, walked the dogs. It's just been a really nice few days, but we're locking back in. We are locking back in, and got nothing on now till Christmas. That's me, done and dusted till we finish for Christmas. So it's only 3 weekends. It's only really 3 weekends, you know. Do you know what I mean? We've got a bit of a busier weekend, not this weekend coming, the weekend after, but nothing that's excuse me, nothing that's majorly calorific at all. So all good, really, keeping it fairly chill. Right, let me scan up and see what's going on. Let's do top five. Top five on TikTok. Callum's in at number 1. Regan's in at number 2. Kelly C's in at number 3. Jackie's in at number 4. And Chip Away, Lita's in at number 5. Good morning, guys. Thank you very much for jumping straight to the live. Come and say hello. Callum's off to his graduation. Good luck, mate. Hope you have a great day. Mr. John Jackson's in. Lou's in. Morning. Jill, good morning, good morning, good morning. Maureen, Jane, good morning. Just made leek and potato soup for later. That sounds amazing. I said this last week, and I'm going to do a weekly weight loss vlog today. I've got one hell of a day in today. I've set myself up for probably a bit too much, really, but we'll get through it. We'll sort it out. I said, like last week, I stuck to my calories ish. I didn't over the weekend. I've had a right calorie blowout this weekend. Sometimes you feel you need it. Sometimes I feel I need it, and I've just gone with it. It's all good. Do you know what I mean? Back at it today. But I have got onions, broccoli. I think I've got some spuds in the fridge. So I'm going to make a cream of broccoli soup today. Onion, bit of potato in there, broccoli, get it all used. I've got like 2.5 packs of tender stem broccoli that needs eating. So we're going to get it all roasted up and then blended with a bit of veggie stock and a bit of cream cheese. And yeah, soup weather in it. And I'm going to have a nice cheese and ham toasty with it or something like that. I'm still on my comfort foods, but getting a bit of comfort foods with a bit of nutrition. My calorie day after today, then back on every day till Christmas cut off. Yeah, that's me now. I'm absolutely locked in until my Christmas cut off. Anna, morning, everyone. Good morning, Anna. Let me scan down, see if anyone else is in. No, I've covered all bases. Yasmin's in on YouTube. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, that's it now. Absolutely locked in. So my Christmas cut-off, I've been thinking about this. It's Callum's fault. It's not Callum's fault, though. But I like his planning. See, I learned from my clients at times. So my Christmas cutoff was going to be the 23rd of December, because that is technically officially when Rachel finished. Well, Rachel's in work till the 23rd of December, and then she's done till the 5th. And then I'm sort of like, I'm not working Monday, Tuesday that week. I'm finishing work on when I've done everyone's check-ins, 19th, 20th of December. I'm going to work a bit on the 20th as well. That's me. That's me. I'm done with work till Christmas. I might jump on and do a live and say hello and this, that, and the other, but no scheduled lives. No Facebook weight loss lives or anything like that. Other than that, I'm just gonna take a couple of weeks off work. So yeah, I think I'm gonna track all the way up to the 20th. Right. So I was thinking of doing Mad Friday, but I'm not going out Mad Friday. I'm spinning on the Saturday morning and I'm out on the Sunday, the 21st. So I'm going to track all the way up to the 20th of December. And then I'm going to stop tracking. But I am going to go back tracking from the from New Year's Day. I'm going to track, I think, on New Year's Day, the 1st of Jan, brand new year. I wasn't going to that week because I'll tell you for why. It's a week off for me. Is that week because I don't do any check-ins, and I was like, alongside having a week off work, a week off, but I won't be calorific those few days anyway because I'll have had enough after Christmas. Excuse me. And B, I don't drink in January. Dry Jan, boom, kicked in. And that is generally the thing that blows my calories a little bit is either drinking alcohol or hangover days after drinking alcohol. And I won't be drinking. So I'm actually going to do what Callum said is I'm going to track to a calorie maintenance, which is 3,500 calories a day for me. When's the first? It's a Thursday, isn't it? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm just going to track to like 14,000 calories, I think, over those 4 days. So still going to be enjoying some nice foods, no major pressure. I might end up having 4,000 calories on New Year's Day, but then on the day after New Year's Day, I might end up having 3,000. I'm going to still have higher low days, as it were. And then from Monday the 5th, bang, calorie deficit, straight back into it, no messing. So I think that's my plan. And there's nothing wrong with changing little plans. It's when you get to those, you stick to it. Right, that's the important thing. Could things change by then? Yeah, they could. I'm not going to lie. They could change again, right? But when I get to that point, that's when I'll be. That's when I'll have it all right in there. So I'm mixing things up a little bit. Do you have a soup maker or a stick blender? Yes, soup maker. Me. No, I don't have like a Ninja soup maker or anything like that. I've got a Ninja like hand blender thing. I make all my soups pretty much the same way. I've got a massive like Pyrex dish thing. And whatever soup I'm making, I've done a recipe on my YouTube channel where I've done like roasted red pepper and bacon soup. So I make my soups all the time. I literally roast all my veggies. So whatever I make, so if I'm making leek and potato soup, I'll chop a load of spuds and leeks up with some garlic and some other herbs and salt, black pepper, and maybe a little drizzle of veggie stock. And I'll just roast them off in the oven until they're soft. And then I'll whack them in a great big pan, add a bit of extra stock, chicken or veggie stock, and just blend it up. That's it. And then if I want to make it creamy, I'll just add a bit of soft cheese into it. If I don't want to make it creamy, I won't bother. So I sort of make all my soups kind of the same way. That's just how I do. So no, I haven't got a soup maker. I've just got one of them. I've got a Ninja Light, and you just give it a few minutes in that, and it just blitzes it all up for you. Sylvia Wilson, good morning. Having a calorie day off on Saturday, going Christmas markets, trying to bank as many as I can. Sounds super. We're not doing anything like that this year. Callum's on the calorie day. Yeah, we're not doing anything like that this year. I say that we're going out on the 20th with some friends. It's booked in. I don't know what we're doing. I have no idea what we're doing. But I know I won't be drinking because I'm out on the 21st for a bit of a lads' day out. We were meant to have a proper lads' day out on Saturday. Everyone cocked apart from 2. So we just actually went out just for a few like tea time beers and watched the football. But the 21st is now Christmas lads' day out. But I can't get too tipsy because I've got to take Rachel to work on the Monday morning because I'm picking her up after work and we're going to get pick up the Christmas shopping and stuff like that. Because I think we're actually going to go and do the Christmas shop. We've got an M&S order to pick up. And then I think we're going to go and do the Christmas shop afterwards because we can't do it on the Tuesday because Rachel's in work. And then I'm spinning Tuesday night. We might go Tesco late Tuesday night. Got to think about these things. It's Christmas in 3 weeks. Like, you've got to think about these things now. We're not messing about now. Is it 3 weeks or is it 4 weeks this week? It's not far. It's not far. We can start talking about it. I've lost my calendar. Where's my calendar? It's behind my phone. Here it is. How far are we off? So Christmas Day is 1, 2, 4 weeks on Thursday. You've got to plan these things in now. That's it. That's where we're at. That is where we're at. 1st of December is on Monday. Like, we're in. We're absolutely in. Paul is in. Good morning. Bridget's in. Good morning to you too. How much? Oh, let's have a look. That's been moderated. I have no idea why. Where's Sylvie's comment? How much weight do you put on over Christmas? It's different each year, really. It's normally between, it was 12 pounds last year. That's weight, by the way. It's not fat. Got to remember that. Honestly, it will dry. If you think the weight you put on over Christmas is you getting fatter, stop it. Right? There is a difference between gaining this stuff, which is body fat, and gaining weight. So when you gain weight, yes, you will gain some of this stuff. You'll gain some of this stuff, water retention that'll hold in your body. You'll gain some of this stuff. What, peanuts? No, food weight, right? So your weight when you weigh after Christmas includes your average food weight's increased because you're going to have more food sat in your stomach, your intestines, your large, because we just eat more over Christmas and it just increases our average food that sits through our system. You're going to increase water retention, right? Because you will eat more refined carbs. It's Christmas. You might drink some alcohol, so you'll be dehydrated because it's Christmas, right? That will go up. Will you gain some of this stuff? Absolutely. You should do, right? If you're sat there now panicking about gaining this over Christmas, will you flipping just have a word with yourself in mirror? It's flipping Christmas, right? Like, you've not got a weight issue now because you've enjoyed Christmas a little bit. You've not got a weight issue because you've enjoyed the odd holiday. It's because you've spent 52 weeks of the year thinking it's Christmas. That's why you have a weight issue. That's what you need to change. You don't need to change how you approach Christmas. I never have, in a way. All right, at the start of my weight loss journey, I might have done. And can I sit here now and go, I'm as calorific over Christmas as I was at 37 stone? Yeah, probably, yeah. If I'm going to be honest with you, I won't be a million miles away if I tracked calories 15 years ago and tracked him this. Because I've learned, I didn't get to being 37 stone because I had a bit of a blowout for a week over Christmas. Like I say, I got to 37 stone because I treated the last week of January like Christmas week. I treated the first week of March like Christmas week. I treated flipping the whole of May like it was Christmas. I spent 20 years of my life on an all-inclusive holiday. That's why I had a weight issue, right? So we've got to stop panicking because all you're doing is ruining an amazing time, right? You're ruining an amazing time. You will over Christmas gain some of this. Not a lot, a few pounds, right? Guess what you'll do in January? You'll lose it, right? That's what January's for, yeah? So it's just, it's heartbreaking to see people's, not heartbreaking, I get it, I've been there. But to see people's mentality, and I tell you why it's the most triggering, I suppose, for me around Christmas is because Christmas has always been, however tough my life has been, right? And I'm not trying to bring out, the bloody violins or anything. I'm not, right? Christmas has always been an amazing time, and I never not want it to be, right? It should be a magical time. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, even if you're a bar humbug or this, that, and the other, it's just, you drive around now. I've noticed this year, and I think it's because the weather's been weird this year. Like, we've had such a nice summer that as soon as a winter sort of hit kind of a little bit overnight, like, it's like, whoa, what's going on here? And I've noticed quite a lot of people go a bit earlier this year with Christmas lights. We have, right? I always go a bit early with my outside lights because they take a bit of effort to put up. So I don't want to put them up 2 weeks before Christmas, then take them down straight away, right? But I've noticed just driving around this weekend, like, it cheers everything up. It honestly does. If you're one of them people who are like, oh God, they put the Christmas lights up already, have a word with yourself. Look how nice it looks compared to, what would you rather see? Just a dark, miserable, boring street that's pissing down with rain? Or would you rather see a few like nice little fairy lights that's just brightening things up a little bit? Right? Come on, you know the honest answer, don't you? Let's be truthful. So it's just a good time of year, and to have that ruined by going, oh my God, I'm gonna gain 10 pounds in weight. Right? Honestly, it's not 10 pounds in fat. So I gained 12 pounds last year. Do you know what? 11 days after Christmas, I was a pound lighter than I was before Christmas. So I weighed myself on New Year's Day, or the 2nd of January, and I'm 12 pounds up. And I lost 13 pounds in 11 days. Did I lose 13 pounds? Did I lose 13 pounds of fat in 11? Did I toss? Right? Did I lose 4 or 5 pounds of body fat in 13 days? Yeah, because I was on it. Right? I was putting myself in at least a 1,000 calorie deficit a day. Certainly for January, I was probably approaching a 1,200 calorie deficit a day. For many, too restrictive. For me, the amount I was moving in January, the amount of calories I can eat anyway because of my size, not too restrictive. Now, did I continue with that? I sort of did it Jan, Feb, and then eased off a little bit, My streets are full of lights and Blokestown, etc. Wooville is down the road, not even joking. Sounds amazing. Sounds absolutely amazing. It really, really does. I'm not panicked about gaining at Christmas. I'm just panicked whether I will maintain until then or end up gaining before then. Paul, and I kind of get that because that is something I do talk about. I don't say, when I'm saying stop panicking about Christmas, I'm not telling you to turn the lights off now. I'm just telling you to turn the lights on. And what I mean by that is I'm not telling you to flip the switch now. Yeah, if you go now and just chuck your weight loss journey in the bin now, yeah, you might gain enough body fat that's going to take you till February to get rid of it, right? But you've got to hold on. Now, stop trying to be perfect. It's the live I'm doing this morning, right? Stop trying to be perfect. I see it a lot from people, right? And I think that attitude's even more important this time of year. It is a trickier time of year to lose weight, right? It just is. We've got to accept that. If you don't lose weight Jan, Feb, March, right? That, for me personally, and this is a generic thing, right? Because someone will crop up here and go, I go to the Caribbean for 2 weeks in January, or someone will come up here and we'll go, we've got 35 family birthdays in January. All right, that's a rare occurrence. But for most people, right, January, February, March are just from now and from January to Easter it's just a great time for weight loss. Right? It is. It's fairly chill. Everyone's a bit skint. No one's doing anything. It's boring, right? And when life is boring, weight loss is good, right? It just is. Yeah, it just is. This time of year is a bit trickier. Some people, you've got some social events, but there are a few social events. Some people are like, I've got a meal out with work on Thursday night, right? So you normally have 600 calories for your tea on Thursday night. This week you're having 1,600 calories for your tea. What's the panic about, right? You might be 1,000. You're trying to stick to a 3,500 calorie deficit this week. you might stick to a 2,500 calorie deficit because you've got a meal out with work on Thursday night. Stop panicking. Stop trying to be perfect. All right. So that's what I'm doing a live on this morning for my community. My next check-in is birthday week, which is less than ideal, to be honest with you. Considering I'm already up 3 pounds. I know, but it's one of them. It's why we don't need to make our birthdays like a weight gain period if we don't want to. But I know we do see certain points in time but your birthday's one day. Again, it's one day. That's all it should be. But if we turn one day birthday into birthday week, that's again where maybe the little things. And it is an eye on the prize. And I know it's hard when birthdays are this time of year. It is. My mate's born on Christmas Day, right? Jesus. Right, that's what his parents should have called him. He was born on Christmas Day, but it's kind of like, yeah, your birthday's a day. It's one day, right? And if you ate 8,000 calories in a day, you get 1.5 pounds of body fat. If you did that, and most people would be sick eating 8,000 calories in a day. Some people will be like, "No, oh my beer, I can do that." Honestly, if you ate it. So again, it's just a case of it's just a case of trying to rein it in a little bit, with your eye on this time of year is what I'm trying to say. We've got Christmas around the corner, and I've sort of had a little blowout this weekend, which I was always planning on doing. So I did track Saturday, Sunday. I didn't actually. Do you know what? Saturday, which rolled into Sunday being very I think I had 5, and I think I was touching 6,000 calories on Sunday. But Saturday, I made the viral doner kebab thing that I've done a little video on. That's gone. The viral doner kebab thing. The video I've done on the viral doner kebab has gone viral. It's had about 250,000 views in less than a week. And I'm actually going to do a Christmas version this week. And I'm actually going to film it as a recipe because it is belting. It is absolutely belting. If you've not made it, I've made it 3 times now. It's dead easy. I thought it would be a bit complicated and a bit messy. It actually isn't. The first time I did it, it was. But the more I've made it, it is so easy to do. So Saturday, I literally did half a pack of rice, a full pack of salad, and I made 300 grams of the viral. I did like a doner bowl for my dinner. That is all I ate all day. Apart from when I came in at about 8 o'clock at night, I scrammed a bowl of granola, which I actually weighed out. I can remember weighing it out. I weighed out 100 grams of granola with milk, and I scrammed that, and then I cooked a pizza. And I remember taking the pizza out of the oven. I'd had a few beers. Right? I'm at that age of life where if I go more than 6 beers, I don't really remember what I'm doing too much. But I cooked a pizza. I remember taking it out of the oven and then thinking, I'll go and put my comfies on because I had jeans on and this, that, and the other because I've been out. Next thing I knew, it was 2 a.m. So I cooked a pizza, took it out, gone to get changed into the bedroom, laid on the bed, gone. Which was brilliant because it saved me a load of calories. Right, so I literally had I think I had my maintenance calories on Saturday, including a few beers, a bowl of granola, and my homemade doner kebab bowl. I think I had 3,500 calories on Saturday. That was it. Sunday, I had nearly 6,000 calories, and I tracked everything to the nth degree. Right, what was the results then for last week? I ended up 1,800 calories over my ideal deficit. Sorted. Absolutely happy as Larry with that. Yesterday was a bit of an impromptu one where we both decided not to track. So we both sort of said, are we going to track it? And we both decided not to bother. If I was to guess at how many calories I had yesterday, I would go at 4,500. So that is 1,000 over. But I am going to, I'm not bothered. It is what it is. But I'm back on it today. And what I'm going to do this week is I'm just going to track to 6 days. So I have 2,600 calories a day. So instead of tracking to 8,200 over the week, I am going to track to 15,600. So I'm still going to try and bank some today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. Have a slightly high count, but we've got nothing on this weekend whatsoever. We're doing well. Actually, Rachel's meant to be going to watch some guy. I have no idea who it is at the Co-op Arena on Saturday night. She's driving. She's not drinking anything. But I'm not sure she's at 50-50 of whether she's gonna bother going. Morning, started the day off great yesterday. Then dog ate his tail. Boiler broke down. Is his tail still not healed, Kevin? Oh, bless him. Boiler broke down. Shopping trip was a disaster. Day one of this week, 1,200 calories over. Bit of emotional eating kicking in, Kevin. The best thing about a Monday, right? And if it makes you feel any better, mate, I'm about 1,000 calories over for yesterday. I did track. I am tempted to do it today, actually, to make my diary up, but I'm not going to, because you need to understand that you can just take a day off if you want to. Right? I always say this, it does make it harder to chase your tail, right? It really, really, and when you end up on a Monday, it's like you're trying to play catch up during the week, but you can still play catch up, right? You can still play catch up. So just try and reset and have, and go again. How will it work with the challenge? Should I track at the Christmas markets? No, as long as you've let me know. Like, and when I say you let me know, when we do the challenge and I ask for any pre-events, I don't do that because you've got to have, you've got to have things booked in. I just do it for ease of doing check-ins. So if I look at your check-ins and there's gaps in your diary, I'll then just boot up your your challenge sheet and go, oh yeah, annual leave or this, that, and the other. And it just saves me messaging you. Because really, I shouldn't really be, you said you're checking in. If you're doing a check-in with a challenge and they're nearly done, the challenge is nearly done, right? And you end up with something, and it might just be something that just is an impromptu. It just happens, right? Just let me know in the check-in. That's the point of it. So we went to the Christmas markets, blah, 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 blah. I decided not to track for the day. Fine, just let me know. As long as I know and you're being accountable to it, because that is being accountable, right? It's planning, it's understanding, it's a lifestyle change. But you're still thinking about it. But you were back to it on the Sunday. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. Love the realness as always. Sometimes the enjoyment of life gets in the way of tracking. Of course it does. You've still got to enjoy life. What are we doing this for if we're not going to enjoy life? If you're just like, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lose weight for 2 years and then I can enjoy life. You'll have been saying that for 25 years and you'll be heavier than you've ever been before, fatter than you've ever been before. And weight loss has probably ruined so many different events from being guilty and you're heavier than you've ever been. So why can we stop doing that bullshit now? Right? Let's stop doing that absolute nonsense. Let's start understanding that life takes over every now and then, right? Now, like I say, I've worked with clients like this, and we've got to be honest with ourselves. 1 minute it's a birthday week, next minute it's this, next minute it's that, next thing we're 3 months deep, and it's just been 3 months of you've not stuck to your calories, right? And that will halt your progress. That will halt your progress. That's just the way it is. But really, there is absolutely no reason in life, apart from maybe Christmas week, maybe the odd all-inclusive holiday, that we need to eat more than maintenance calories. There isn't. Like, if we're being honest with ourselves, there really, really isn't. You might have a week where you've got a couple of meals out. Right, well, you need to make a little bit of compromise. It's just whether you want to. And some people don't. And that's fine. And if you don't want to make a compromise, then that's fine. But just don't complain about gaining a bit of weight or being overweight. I know loads of people that love that would love the idea of going to Barbados on holiday. But they're in the pub every weekend. Right? And I'd love to be able to afford to go to Barbados every weekend. We'll stop spending £250 a week in the pub. All right? That's £1,000 a month. That's 12 grand a year. How expensive do you think it is to go to Barbados? Right? You go to Sandals for a week if you're booking like the Virgin Sail for 2.5 grand each. I'm not saying that's not a lot of money. It is a lot of money. But you can't whinge about not being able to afford to go to Barbados when you're happy spending $1,000 a month in the pub, right? And I know loads of people that do that. I used to be one of them. I used to see all these people, oh, come here, he's got a brand new car all the time and this, that, and the other. And I'm there chucking. I used to spend $2,000 a month in the pub, 500 quid a week, gone. Boozing, doing other things, just gone, right? So, you know, it's just a bit of realness. It just is. It's just a bit of a reality check for some of us, you know. I want to lose weight. I want to hit my target. I want to do this, but I also don't want to do this, this, and this, and this, and this, that I need to do it. Well, you can't have it both ways sometimes, you know. And that is the reality of things, you know. That is the reality of things. So it's just about balance. It's just about and trying to find some balance that works with you, right? Because, you know, some people, I do have clients that have quite busy social lives, retired clients, right? You know, they've grafted hard all their lives, they've saved up, and now they want to have, you know, several holidays a year. They like to go out for lunch with friends. You're retired. That's what it's all about. But, you know, if you want to lose some weight, again, you've got to have that balance, and it can be a tough compromise to make. Of course it can. Of course it can. It can be a really tough compromise to make at times, but it's how much you're willing to make that compromise. You know, I've got clients this year that have done well. I've done 5 holidays this year and enjoyed a few weekends, and I'm 3 stone down. But I'm happy with that. If I'd done 2 holidays this year and not at any other time, could I be 5 stone? Yeah, but I don't. I'm you know, I'm happy now, and I'm probably, in all honesty, if I look at my progress sheet, net, I won't have lost any weight since, well, I'll tell you now, I didn't check in this week because it wasn't my check-in. It was my check-in this week. And I didn't lose any. Well, I lost 4.4 of a pound. So I'll tell you where, let me update. I'm actually the lightest I've been all year, and I've lost another 0.4 of a pound. But in reality, where my weight is now, like, I'm a pound lighter, maybe. No, not even that. 0.4. I'm 0.8 of a pound lighter than I was at the end of August. And we're nearly in December. So that basically means for the whole of September, the whole of October, and pretty much the whole of November, I've lost 0.8 of a pound. So net-wise, I'm just maintaining at the moment, right? But reality-wise, I've lost, you know, in that time since the 29th of August, I've had a 6-day break to bed. Well, I didn't go 4 nights went for. I've had a 4-night break I didn't track for 6 days for my birthday. And then we had a week all inclusive in Mexico in October, which I didn't track for 11 days, even though we were only away for like 7 nights, the way we went and the way it came back. And it tracked for 11 days. So I've had 2 quite heavy weight gain periods, but I've lost all that, right? And a little bit more. And I can't sit here now and go, oh, I've made no progress since the end of August. I've made loads of progress because I've fully enjoyed like 2 amazing holidays, and I'm a little bit lighter than I was at the end of August, you know? I keep saying I'm 3 stone down. I'm lying to you. I'm not 3 stone down at all. I'm 39.7 pounds down. So I'm 2.3 pounds away from being 3 stone down. Will I be 3 stone down by the end of the year? No. I'm quite happy now. Yeah, losing a bit and then gain. Like I won't gain this weekend, but it's always one of them. It's food weight, water weight, flushing it out. I'm not as on it. I'm going to really try and. It's not my check-in now till next Friday. So I'm really going to try and get hydrated, try and get some goodness into my body, get my nutrition back on track. That's my mission this week, is get nutrition back on track. But do you know what? I've just felt like I've had a bit of man flu for over a week and stuff. Cold weather. It's just been comfort food central. All within calories. You know. Can you check how much I've lost this year? Of course I can. I can check how much anyone has lost this year. If you're on plan with me, talking of being on plan with me. So, normally, yesterday, the last Monday of November is my last check-in date, start date for plan. But at the moment, I am doing a free sign-up. That is going to end Thursday, right? So you can sign up to my one-to-one plan at the moment for absolutely nothing. It's normally 30 quid, nothing, zero. Go into my TikTok profile, Facebook page, YouTube page, click on my link tree, click on monthly plan, put in code Black Friday 0, ZERO, right? It'll cost you nothing. And I am going to start, because I basically had a client message me on Saturday saying, I've cocked up, I'm keeping an hour in, I want to start, but I want to get going before Christmas. He said, no, I'm not going to lose any weight before then, or a little bit, but I heard you the other day say it's a good sort of tester. You get your plan, you get it in your head a little bit, and then bang, we can get going in January. I was like, right, okay, so I'm off for a couple of days, but get signed up and I'll get you going on the 1st of December. So I don't normally start people in December because I like to have 2 check-in dates. So what I am going to do is, you can sign up this week and I'm going to start you on the 1st of December. You're still going to have 2 check-in dates. You'll start on the 1st of December. You'll check in on the 12th of December. And I'm then going to get you to check in again on the 19th. All right. So normally I do check-ins every 2 weeks. You're going to do 2 weeks, then 1 week. That'll keep you accountable all the way up to Christmas. And then we'll bring you back in the new year. Right. So if you want to sign up and not pay a sign-up fee, that will end on Thursday. After Thursday, you can sign up to, and I'll be totally honest with you. Right, you can sign up to my one-to-one plan throughout December to start on the 5th of January, and I'm going to keep a deal on, but it's not going to be free sign up. It's going to be half price. So if you're happy to not, if you're like, no, I'll sign up mid-December to start on the 5th of Jan, it'll be 15 quid, right? But if you want to save yourself 15 quid, get signed up now, and we'll get you started. We'll have a little taster session before Christmas, and then bang, we'll get you going in January. So TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, click on my link tree, click on monthly one-to-one plan, get signed up. And if you stay with me for a year, like Paula has done, you can say next year, tell me how much weight, can you tell me how much weight I've lost this year? Yes, let's tell Paula how much weight she's lost this year. Paula has lost, so Paula's first check-in after Christmas was the 17th, right? And her last check-in was the 21st. And in that time, Paula has lost 36.2 pounds. So that's from the 17th of January, which was her first check-in of 2025. So I didn't get a post-Christmas weight from Paula. So she has probably lost a bit more than that. Paula might be able to go back through and say, yeah, on the 1st of Jan, you can let me know, Paula. I'll put it in now for you. 1st of Jan, 2025, I weighed this, right? But Paula is, yeah, so let me just make sure that's right. She's currently 43.2 pounds in total, so just over 3 stone. And she's 36.2 pounds. 36.2 pounds down. And yeah, it's great. It's great progress. Really, really good. Paula's so close to a target as well. She's not a million miles away from target. She'll smash it in the new year. She will smash it in the new year. I know. So my problem is overeating for fun. I don't have a turn-off switch. I used to have the same problem, Daryl. We used to have the same problem. We can work on that. How would I work with Daryl on his problem? He's overeating for fun. I don't have a turn-off switch. If you're overeating for fun without a turn-off switch, you're an emotional eater. So that's what we'll start. That's what we need to work on, right? It's not just the fact that you're a bit greedy. And look, we have a hormone in our body called leptin, and leptin is the hormone that tells us we are full. Mine doesn't work very well, right? Mine doesn't work very well, right? Just like Daryl's probably doesn't work very well. But if he's eating for fun, I don't have a turn off switch. That's not because his leptin hormone doesn't work very well. That's because he's eating to distract him from life, from what's going on in life. Right. And the honest truth is, Daryl, you need to be honest with yourself of that. Something in your life is making you unhappy, and you're using food as a distraction from that. It could be several things. This is very, very common with a lot of people. Now, I don't know how big a weight issue you have. I don't know what you where you're at the moment, but something, and it doesn't need to be anything serious. It really, really doesn't. When people hear that, people are like, oh, he's got a big. No, it could be. It could be something quite deep. It could just be something where just the lifestyle you lead is tiring and stressful, and you've just not found the balance, right? It could be something quite sort of a simple fix. It could be something that's quite deep. We need to get to the bottom of that. Alongside that, we need to change things a little bit. We need to put things into place that will stop you eating for fun, because you won't feel the need to. Right? Because you will feel fuller. We can put certain things into place that makes you feel fuller for longer. Right? We can put a calorie structure in place just to give you a bit more targets to aim for. This is one of the ways I started to control my eating. Rather than going, I'm just going to make tea and I'll make a portion that I know will fill me up. Nothing fills me up. So I can't do that. Right? So what I started doing was working to a calorie structure. I only need 800 calories for my tea, right? And this is what I trained my brain to understand. When I look at a plate of food, that is 800 calories. That is all I need for my tea. Now, if you're sat there now going, that's great, Neil, but if I eat a plate of food, all I need is 800 calories for my tea, and I plate up a plate of food that's 800 calories and I eat that, I then won't feel, I then go in. Again, emotional eating issues. So that's something that needs fixing. If you're literally sat there going, yeah, I understand the logic of that. 800 calories is all I need for my tea. There's 800 calories on my plate. Once I've eaten my plate, I don't need any more food. That's all my body needs. But I will then not be able to stop myself. Biscuits, crisps, this, that, and the other. That's emotional eating, right? Why are you emotionally eating? Why? We need to get to the bottom of it. It's not a quick fix. We wish it was. It's not a quick fix. So many people come to me, they'll just jump on a live here and they'll ask me a question and I'll give them an answer. We need to do this. Right, I'll go and do that. No, it doesn't work like that. I wish it did. I wish it did. I wish it was a switch in our brain that we could just... So many people do, don't they? You know, so many people wish it was just a switch in our brain that we could just turn on and off. We can't. We really, really can't. We wish we could, but we can't, you know. So I've just had some moderated messages coming through. Lost 10 stone, put 14 back on. Right. So Daryl, that is, so yeah, massive emotional eater. Right. And it's the way you're losing weight. So you put there, lost 10 stone, put 14 back on, lost 8, angry at myself. My life is a big emotional eater. Why are you angry at yourself? Your life's a mess. Right. Well, let's sort it out. Let's get to the bottom of it. And that's what I'll help you with. Come get signed up, right? And I'm not a psychologist. I'm not claiming to be a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a CBT person. I'm a weight loss coach. But I totally understand emotional eating. I've been there. I've got a lot of empathy, and I'm just a good, you know, you can come and chat away to me, unload on voice notes, WhatsApp messages. Clients do, you know, and it's easier to talk to a stranger that understands your problem than it is. You can't talk to your mum or your dad or your partner or your brother or your sister or your best mate, because it's very hard to open up personally. It's very hard to make ourselves vulnerable. And that's what you do when you open up and admit that you've got issues. You're making yourself very vulnerable. And sometimes we see it as a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength, opening up and making ourselves vulnerable. And you know, it's very hard to do that because we don't want our wives or our husbands, our partners to think we're weak. right? You're not. You're being strong as anything, but we think we're being weak. We don't want our parents, if you open up to your mum and dad, you're like, you don't want them to worry about you. If you open up again to your friend, you think they'll take the piss out of you. So it's just very, very hard. So it's a lot easier when you come in with someone like it's the same as going to therapy. It's a lot easier to open up to someone that's understands your issues, but isn't here to judge. I'm not going to see you down the street. I'm not going to go and tell your other mates, oh, you'll never guess what such and such said to me. It doesn't work like that. So it just needs sorting. Otherwise, you will just keep yo-yo dieting, bouncing around, beating yourself up, killing your confidence, and it's not where you need to be. So come get signed up and we'll work together and we'll help you. Did you ever get comments of, oh, you're addicted to the gym as a negative, feel like I can't? Oh, 100%. But that's just people that don't understand it. That you'll always get comments from people will only ever try and bring other people down that they think are flying higher than them, right? So don't get me wrong. You see on social media where other creators might call out other creators because of the shoddy content, shoddy advice, this, that, and the other that they're giving out, right? But actual trolling where you're being personal or putting people down, really putting people down for the way they're doing things, it's like there's lots of creators out there that give really poor health advice. I couldn't give a toss how they decide to live their lives. To stop trying to influence other people to live their life in a very unhealthy way, right? Especially when I'm someone that's been succumbed to so much nonsense over my life of trying to lose weight, right? But the honest truth is, actual trolls that get personal or that try and make you feel bad for doing something you want to do yourself. It's like you're not hurting anyone by going to the gym, but they wish they could go to the gym, right? And yeah, I've had it. When I first started my weight loss journey, and I didn't really, not when I first started, but over the first few years, I didn't do social media. So like now, I don't have personal social media accounts. I do, but I don't go on them. I don't go on them. I just do I've got my Real Loss Boss page on Facebook, Real Loss Boss TikTok, Real Loss Boss Instagram. And it is a business. They're all business accounts, pages. And I do post little bits of what I do on a day-to-day basis, but it's all about weight loss. But when I first started out, I remember we went to Mexico for the very first time in 2016. And because of the time difference, you're wide awake at like 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning. So me and mates went to the gym and a little post, first gym session in Mexico. And the comments I got from my man, oh, you sack it, you're on holiday, enjoy your holiday, get on your sun lounger. Only from people that never went to the gym. Only from people that never went to the gym. And if people knew what regular exercise has done to my mental health, that has kept me on track, kept this in a really good place, they wouldn't do those comments. But the honest truth is, them same people since then have had personal training sessions with me. They just don't have their own motivation to go, and I get critiqued by loads of people for the way I live my lifestyle now. But I'm like, I'm happy, I'm healthy, right? I'm a healthy weight. I don't have any emotional attachments to anything in terms of needing permanent coping mechanisms. And the same people that have criticized me, I went out Saturday and enjoyed a good few beers and felt a little bit rough Sunday. And I feel it. And from that, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that again for a few weeks. I'm not doing it well into December. Whereas I've got mates that just do it week in, week out. In fact, I went out on Saturday and I was buying a couple of drinks. And I'm like that when I'm out and about. I'm always going, oh, do you want a beer? I've not seen your face. Do you want a beer? And a few mates walked in and they come in with their partners as well. And I was like, oh, I'll not see your face, get you a beer. And I was like, get you. And my mate was like, oh, no, it's all right because we've got. So I was like, okay, what do you want? A glass of wine? So yeah. Don't get me wrong, it cost a couple of quid for the round. But he's like, we want lottery or something. I was like, mate, I have not been and had a pint in this pub since April. I've not been out since April for a drink. Like, so if I go out today and spend this, like I said, when was the last time you were in here for a beer? It was like, oh, last night. I was like, there you go. I said, so yeah, I get it. But so I've not seen you for ages, and I probably won't see you for another 6 months. So let me get you a drink. You know, it was like, oh, all right, fair enough. But do you know what I mean? They just judge you by their own. People judge you by their own standards. And you'll always get, and you're right. Sometimes you think like you can't win. I said this when I started my weight loss journey. My life used to revolve around the pub. And I'd have so many people that would be like, oh, you're not worried about, yes. And then and when I started my weight loss journey, I still went in the pub on a Friday night. And I used to go in at 8 and I'd go home at 10. And I remember the first time I went in, the same people that were like, oh, you're not worried about your weight, you're not this, that, and the other. They were trying to then influence me to like drink. Yeah, I was like, I went in, I had 4 pints of Coors Light. That's what I used to do on a Friday night. I had 4 pints of Coors Light. When I could physically walk home from the pub, which was 1.5 miles from the one I used to drink in, which took me about 6 months to get to that thing, right? And it was summer, right? So like July, and it was a nice night. I might push myself to 5. But then if I was having 5 pints, I had to walk home from the pub and not get the bus home, right? But the first few weeks, the same people that were like having heart-to-hearts with me, oh, we're just dead worried about, yeah. The first night I went in there and I'm not drinking, I'm having a couple of pints, staying on my own, not getting in around, have a Jaeger bomb. Oh, you're boring now. Oh, don't be so boring. It's Friday night. Just don't do it Saturday night. I was like, no. And it's like, you can't win. And then those are the same people that are like, oh, you sad git when you're in the gym on holiday. I'm like, I can't win. What do you want? Do you want £500 Neil that doesn't want to be on this planet anymore? Or do you want 240, £50 Neil that's loving life and will be here for hopefully a long time to come? So you can't win. You honestly, you can't win with people. But generally, if you're doing something that's very, very positive in life and people try and bring you down from it, it's a little bit of envy or jealousy. It is, you know, because I've been there. I used to do it. Friday nights, I'd be 10 pints deep, sat at the bar, and a few young lads that I now have PT'd. I PT'd them. A few young lads had come in the pub on a Friday night at about 9 o'clock. I'd be 10 pints deep. They'd come in and have 1 beer because they're just on the way back from the gym. And I'm like, oh, it's gym, boys. Ooh, what you having? Carlin with a scoop of whey protein in it. That was me, the knob sat at the end of the bar. In reality, the guy that's 10 pints deep, that is miserable, that hates his life, and you've got these young lads that are coming in. And in fact, one of them, I'm training with him tomorrow morning in the gym. I'll lead the session in the gym tomorrow. And I used to sit there at the end of the bar critiquing, like taking the piss. When the reality is, I would have given anything to have been healthy like them, gone to the gym with them, nipped in the pub, just had 1 beer on the way back, and then gone home early night and enjoyed my weekend, you know? So I've been there. That's how I know, yeah? I lost 20 kilograms in the last year, now lost, hang on, TikTok. I've lost 20 kilograms in the last year, now lost motivation to lose the last 5 kg. Any advice? How have you lost your weight? Right? Big reason why people lose motivation to lose weight is because they've hit their weight loss brick wall, because they've just been too restrictive, you know, and they just can't, for whatever reason, drive themselves. Why do you need to lose that last 5 kg? Are you actually trying to get to a place, or are you already there? Again, this is another reason why people find that last stone the hardest to lose. 5 kg, it's not quite a stone, but it's not far off. And it's like, why do you need to? Well, are you trying to get, basically, you're trying to get to a random number? Are you trying to get to genuinely what is your healthy goal? Right? Loads of people just want to get to a random number, and it's like you need to save up 10 grand to buy a house, right? But you want to save up 13. Once you get to your 10 grand, you've got the money to buy a house. So to get that last 3, which is probably for a bit of furniture, something like that, you'll struggle because I've got the money to buy the house. That's my main goal. I just want that little icing on top, and to put the little icing on top can be the hardest drive. And again, a lot of it's down to approach. It's how you've approached, you know. And there can be a number of different reasons. There really, really can, you know. Anyway, there's another problem. You don't need to go to the gym. I know I'm talking about the gym. You don't need to. You don't need to exercise. There's no exercise involved in my plan whatsoever. If clients come on board and want to exercise and introduce, I'll guide them and help them on doing that. But you don't need to exercise on my plan. You genuinely don't. There's none. There isn't any. Right. The main thing I concentrate on is everyday movement. Yeah, and calories. Those are the two things that we concentrate on plan. All these things that we say, I don't do this and I can't do that. You don't need to. You've never been to the gym and you lost 14 stone or whatever it was, 10 stone, right? Why do you need to go to the gym if you can lose 10 stone? What you need to start doing, Daryl, is losing 10 stone in a healthy, sustainable way while fixing this, right? And then you'll lose 10 stone and you'll keep it off. Right? You genuinely will. It doesn't mean you'll be, maintaining weight doesn't mean you'll be bang, dead on your weight for the rest of your life. You're always going to go through periods of weight loss, a little bit of weight gain, a little bit of regression. It's just about having more control over your life. That's just part of it, right? If anyone thinks here a successful weight loss journey is about going from 20 stone to 12 stone and then spending the next 50 years at 12 stone, it ain't going to work like that. It just doesn't work like that. That's a reality check, right? You might go from 20 stone to 12 stone. You might nip back up to 13 stone, reality check, plug the sat nav back in, boot up the calorie count in, get back on track a little bit, lose it. You might go down to 11 stone. You might then gain another little bit back. You might just from being on holiday, gain a few pounds, go back into a calorie deficit. You might have your emotional eating issues might just start to take over. But hopefully, if we put a foundation in, if we put a base in, rather than going from 20 stone to 12 back to 22, and then 22 to 15, and then 15 to 24, this is what a lot of people do. You might go from 20 to 12, 12 to 13 and a half, 13 and a half back to 12, 12 back to 13, reality check again, back to... That is weight loss. That's a weight loss journey. That's the reality of life, especially if you are someone that is prone to gaining weight, right? It's not just about getting down to a number and just sitting there. It just doesn't work like that, right? It really, really doesn't, Right, guys, I am out of here. Jess, good evening. Nothing personal. I've got to go. I am back in half an hour for the Weight Loss Coaching Live. All right, I'm back in half an hour for the weight. I'm doing it a little bit earlier today because it's a Tuesday, and I didn't work yesterday. I need to record a vlog. I've got a few bits and pieces to do. I've got my spin, and I'm back tonight at 8 o'clock. So I'm condensing. I'm giving myself a manic time. Anyway, we're going to do in what we're doing in this week's. We've got 2 weight loss coaching lives this week. Today's, I'm going to talk about stop trying to be perfect. So a little bit of a mindset sort of thing. And then Thursday's live is going to be a summary and the last push, like for Christmas. So we're going to do a bit more Christmas content. So a little bit of a refresh, summary, navigating, last little push, finishing for Christmas. I'm going to talk about that, especially if you're on plan, signing off, coming back after Christmas. And then next week, when we're in December, we've only got 2 weight loss coaching lives for the rest of the year after this week, one next Tuesday and one the Tuesday after. And we're going to talk about like new year, new me, and getting back into things after Christmas. So you've got those lives to watch back as soon as you want to get on it in the new year. And there we go. So I'll be back in like half an hour. Give me half an hour, guys, and I'll be back. I'll set all the Zooms up now, and I'll be back in half an hour. Social media wise, I will see you. I'll be back at 8 p.m. tonight. But if you want to get going, free sign up to my one-to-one plan. I will start you on Monday this week. I'm only going to do a couple. Right, I don't want to be writing loads. This is normally where I chill my beans a little bit because January is always absolutely bonkers. So if you want, I'll probably do 3 sign-ups. 3 sign-ups to start on Monday. No one signed up yet. 3 sign-ups to start on Monday, totally free of charge. To sign up, you do pay a subscription of $29.99 a month, but we can start that at some point in December when it suits you. So it's free sign up. 29. So you save yourself 30 quid. All right. If you sign up next week, I'll do it for 15 quid sign up, but you're not going to start until the 5th of January. So if you want to save, if you want to get going now, and like I say, you might think it's pointless, but these next 2-3 weeks before Christmas, you can just read your plan. You'll have it all in place. You can focus on a few different bits and pieces. You can come and join the community, join the lives, chat to people in the community. We'll try and get your head in a better place. You can actually go and enjoy Christmas rather than just being taken over by guilt. Who do you sign up with? TikTok profile, Facebook page, YouTube page. Click on my link tree. It's really, really straightforward. So go into my profile on TikTok. It says link tree, little shop, monthly one-to-one plan. Click on that. All the details are in there. And the code is Black Friday 0 at checkout, and it will cost you absolutely nothing. Send over your consultation form. I'll get your plan written up this week. We'll get it over Thursday. You'll start on Monday. We'll get 3 weeks worth of working before Christmas, and that will just lay a little foundation to really hit it in the new year. Come get signed up. If you can't figure it out, just email me, info@thereallostboss.com. Again, in my link tree, you can WhatsApp me, you can email me, drop me a message, DM me on Instagram, right? Not on TikTok. I don't look at any of my messages on TikTok. DM me on Instagram, all right? Come find me on Instagram, drop me a DM, and I can send you all the details. Anyway, have a great Tuesday. If you are on plan or in the community, I will see you lovely people. All the details. Watch the Facebook page back. The website's on here. The Facebook or YouTube live back as well. Anyway, what am I doing now? Oh, yeah, I'll see you lovely people. Give me half an hour and I'll be back. Weight Loss Coaching Live. Stop trying to be perfect. In about half an hour. TikTok, I'll sign up to you first. I will be back at 8 p.m. tonight on TikTok. And Facebook, YouTube people. I'll be back again tonight. Yeah, so if you're not on plan or in the community, you're not going to come and join the Weight Loss Coaching Live at 10 a.m.-ish. I will be back at 8 p.m. tonight. Sat right here, probably dressed very similar to like this. If I don't see you, I will not be back on social media now until Thursday morning. So if I don't see you, have a good couple of days.